Well, hello, YouTubers. This can serve as an intro or an outro, depending on how people use it or how I'm going to use it. I went to my grandson's little soccer game this morning. Um, they were supposed to have pictures taken at 8:30, and my son actually indeed emailed me saying that those pictures have been canceled because of the anticipated weather, which is probably just as well. It's fairly brisk, as you'll see here in the subsequent clips. And excuse me. So yeah, it was a wise decision. But I didn't. I saw that email, but I didn't. Usually, I write that stuff down and leave it on a big sheet of paper on my table, but I didn't. So I showed up at 8:27. That's okay. I sat there and listened to WSU-FM classical music, so that was fine. I did, however, call my son. He says, "We're just getting ready to leave. I emailed you." And then he had. Man, he had. I want you to notice, and I'll leave the exact time in the description, during the little soccer stuff or the warm-up period, actually, where number one, these are, the blue-shirted team is Carter's team, my grandson's team. Where number one kicks number two in the crotch during warm-up. I don't know, maybe unless they were practicing simulating being fouled. So it was nice. Kelly's mom showed up. Her dad was sleeping in. I guess they're taking care of, intermittently trading off, taking care of their sort of less than 1 year old granddaughter with the parents of their daughter's husband, because Amanda and Ryan got a chance to go to Paris for 10 days. And so the grandparents are trading off, taking care of the granddaughter over in Dayton, Ohio. And so, let's see. Okay, well then, you'll see about the power outage. And I had a long conversation with my good neighbor Liz Rary, and we might see her later tonight. And then Thomas and Kelly and Carter are coming over tomorrow, and they're going to bring dinner. So Tony Pincham, if you're watching this, we can either Skype tomorrow afternoon, Sunday afternoon, as we usually do, or we can Skype Monday. It's your call. I told Thomas, I said, we can all Skype together. I'll put, sort of like park Tony off to the side there. We can all Skype together. And he said, that'd be great. So, it's, it's an open call. It's fine by me either way. It'd be great fun either way. So that's for you, Tony. And for that matter, anybody else who wants to Skype with me that subscribes to me, I can think of 3 people I wouldn't mind talking with, frankly. Gosh, that's just a random aside. Well, anyway, it started to rain. We're getting on now toward about 14:45 in the afternoon, and it's starting to rain with a will around here now. So, you'd think for tropical rain being sucked up from a hurricane by a high pressure system, nonetheless. Not the hurricane, but the churning wind that's dragging it up to us. You'd think it'd be warm. No. This is cold rain. Of course, that's a Canadian Arctic high pressure system that's swirling. So maybe that's what cools it off. Weather, huh? Alrighty, I'm going to put this bad boy together and go read in church tomorrow. All right, bye-bye. Well, I won't say bye-bye YouTubers now because I'm going to put all the other stuff. Watch for the kid kicking the other guy in the crotch. That's fun. Well, not for the guy getting kicked in the crotch.
Our teams had names. I was on the Lancers. The Lancers.
The what?
The Lancers.
Ball.
You didn't make your older boy come out and enjoy the suffering?
He's failing Latin and geometry. So his day today is going to be spent
Oh, really?
prepping for a test.
Failing Latin. That's something I can identify with.
When he was talking about it last week, I was like, Tom took Latin in high school.
Yeah. The only reason she passed me out of Latin 2 is if I promised not to take Latin 3. That was like a legitimate...
That was probably a proud moment for your dad.
No, he didn't know about that.
All I gave was teachers go to church.
Does he have Cavello?
He had Cavello last year. This year he's got Outage.
Well, Cavello, I think, does all
Dominic
the
is a
freshmen.
teacher?
He still teaches.
I didn't know that.
He's the
Okay.
principal there.
Yeah.
He still
Yeah.
teaches freshman Latin.
Yeah,
Tom
I
works
work
with
with
his
his daughter. She's the assistant principal
okay.
at our school. Every year, Budweiser is giving these new, kind of like the LL Bean. It's got like the fleece lining with the nylon shell,
Oh, yeah.
So they give him every year. They give him like a Bud or an Anheuser-Busch jacket. So he gave me like 3, and he says like, well, I don't need them. So I donated those. I took those to the Mexican Target. That's what Carter calls the goodwill. And I didn't teach him that. I don't know where he got that.
Sorry. I'm like, no.
Don't put that on YouTube.
We
That's
had,
terrible.
we had a Goodwill in Lebanon. I don't know if it's still there or not. Of course, I haven't been to Lebanon in, long. Well, I went down there for that funeral, and that was...
Lebanon's the county seat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I imagine there's enough poverty that they can use a goodwill down there.
Yeah, it's all color coordinated.
I actually like all the kids on this particular squad. Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Enjoying the brisk, weather.
There's always one game like this, I guess.
Yeah.
One game at a time.
Carter, follow the ball. Yeah, I like how Carter can't even follow the ball, but he's coaching Max.
I put my fans away this week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, put them in sort of, not have to be touched till spring mode.
We leave them on at night because Kelly likes the noise.
Well, I kind of like a bit of white noise anymore, too. Now, of course, I sleep with that heater next to me.
Yeah.
I actually turned on some of the electric heaters in the kitchen yesterday, briefly, on and off, and ran one on the last half of the night. I got up at 2:30 and turned one on.
I usually like to have sort of mid-September to early October try to be sort of like, no heat, no cool month, but certain people in the house complain.
Well, with the cost of electricity, I mean, it's just, I only used 700 kilowatts last month, and it was still like $115,
Carter, go after the ball!
Don't let him. I get it.
Good stuff, Max!
Get out of there. Next. So, I mean, not that that's what I think.
Hello, YouTube. Joe Kersey here. Saturday, October 3rd, 2015. It's 10:35 in the morning Eastern Time, and I've just been at my grandson's little soccer game here this morning, and got home. Just 10 minutes ago, and the power's out. So I fired up the generator. Fortunately, it started right up, and now I need to go call the electric company here to report this outage. The one electric clock we have in the house was stopped at about 7 till 10, so 9:53 is when it went out. Got to call the electric company. Well, that was actually, I just called the power company about the outage. That was mercifully short. Sometimes that can be a real nightmare. Plus their voice recognition technology doesn't work all that well. So they said about 1 o'clock in the afternoon it should be back on. They didn't say how many people are out. I suppose they can go look at the website and find out. But I took my multimeter and checked. It's putting out 119.1 volts, which is, that's what you want. And then 62.6 hertz. Anything between 60 and 63 is acceptable. What you don't want is it to be too low. You don't want less than 60. The more load I put on this thing, creeping up toward 9,000 watts, the frequency drops a bit. I mean, when you're running near full load, it gets down to just under 60 hertz. But the only time I'd run near full load is if it was, like 10 below, and I've got both 4,000 watt heaters on, and extra heaters as well. So, two 4,000 watt heaters right there is 8,000 watts. So can't have anything more on the net than 1,000 more watts. And some of the lights will take care of that. So I have done that. It's just a matter of time before we get a major ice storm in here and lines go down for a long time. So we got to stay on top of this stuff. This thing needs to be run anyway. Okay. Happy heater. Happy heater. Well, here's a note. Here's a note I wrote to remind myself about Thomas and Kelly and Carter coming up here tomorrow to eat supper. They're coming up between between 2 and 3 in the afternoon, and they're going to stay and eat supper. Kelly's going to bring supper. It's 1:15, and Liz Rary just called me and said her power's back on. Well, actually, she called me about 40 minutes ago, but we've been talking since then. And said her power's back on, and so I need to go down here, said he, descending into the depths, and we will turn the generator off and get the house back on to standard power. Let's see here, Joe. Okay, be careful. Liz also said that she may come over and watch the second half of the Ohio State Indiana game with me here this afternoon. I guess the game starts at 3:30, or the TV nonsense starts at 3:30. So here we are. I don't know if I've shown you this before. I may have done here. Here is our crossover switch control panel. Here's our broken Hertz meter. Here is the amp meter, 26 amps on just one side of the circuit. You really would like to have it more of a balanced distribution. On the other hand, I have a feeling that that top meter is broken because, because you notice this light here, even though it says normal power, and of course we're not on normal power. Well, actually, yeah, that does come on even when you're running on the generator. That thing's never worked more than past the first 3 weeks we had this installed. This little unit was $1,500, by the way. Now, before I switch over, back over to power, the real power, hang on, we're going to wobble around here, sorry about that, dudes. Okay, well, see, I've got my list of stuff here. All the circuits listed. Now my refrigerator is 16 here, and so I turn it off when I make the switch because I don't want it to get hit by a surge. The other thing is the washing machine thing and the dehumidifier. That runs off the same circuit, and that's 17, and that's off. I'm going to leave that one off. I'm going to leave the water heater off and have to come back down later and flip that thing on. But I don't like to have power surges into my into my refrigerator. So let's flip things off here. We're going to flip the thing up to off. Oh, indeed it is. And then we're going to flip it up to the line power. Ta-da! It's magic. Magic. So indeed it is. We're back on real power. So I'm going to go out and shut the generator off now here. Let's turn this off. Here's the controller box. And we'll press stop here. Well, tomorrow after church, I'll refuel this thing. I've got 10 gallons of fuel down in the pole barn. Then I will have to go out and buy a whole bunch of new. What I ought to do is get some fresh fuel, get 10 gallons of fresh fuel and put this thing in here in the generator. I might do that after church tomorrow. We'll see. Oh, there's the phone. Who knows what that will be? Will it be nonsense? What will it be? It's going to be Time Warner, and I don't think they're going to talk to me.